Good morning. This is Brian Gardner with Sales Process 360. Thanks for attending this webinar, in this webinar series, What's Your Competitive Edge? Today I will be going into some areas that will hopefully challenge you a little bit and get you thinking about what are the areas of competitive edge within your company. We'll go ahead and get started. At the end of this session, I will open up for questions, and you'll have all my contact information as well that you can contact me if you'd like to talk in more detail. Again, I want to thank you for joining today's webinar. My goal is, again, as I said, to stimulate and challenge your thought process with regards to your company's sales methods. Are you thinking outside your comfort zone? I'd like to share some of my thoughts and insights that might help you and your team as you move forward in today's competitive sales environment. I'll also give you a takeaway that you can take back to your team and have them do a self-evaluation of where they are with regards to their competitive edge. Little bio, again, not to bore you, but to give you an idea of my background and how I got to this point. I spent about 20 years in direct sales and sales management in industrial sales. I started a company called Celtis, which was an industrial sales-focused sales team software company. Spent about 15 years with that company. And recently started a company, Sales Process 360. Which is focused on speaking and coaching companies on the importance of managing their business at the front end of the sales process. When I do a seminar series, again, this being a webinar series, I always start with, which is the theme of these webinar series, what's your competitive edge? And I ask everyone in the audience to write down their answers. So I'll give you a second to maybe jot down a couple of things that you believe are your competitive edge within your company. So if you could take a second to do that. Again, as you're thinking and writing, again, what is your competitive edge? So what I typically do is when I do this, I'll ask people in the audience to raise their hand and discuss and talk about what their competitive edge is. And typically what I get, and let's see how close this looks to your answers, I typically get our people. Our people are our competitive edge. I then get companies and people that say their products are their competitive edge, their customer service and the way they handle their business, and their experience, their years in the business. If I were to ask your competitor the same question, what answers would I get? Probably the same. And all, for the most part, every seminar or webinar that I've given, I get the same answers. So what truly gives your company a competitive edge? That's what we're going to talk about here in this seminar or webinar. Our competitive edge is not always what we think it is, and in most cases, it's actually the same as our competitors. I want you to really think about that. I mean, if you step back and really do a self-analysis and challenge yourself and your company, and are true to your company, you'll probably come up with those. Yeah, that is our competitive edge, and our competitors think that's their competitive edge. You know, ask your sales team this question. So a takeaway might be to ask your sales team this question at their next sales meeting, to write down what they believe as a salesperson their competitive edge is, and pose the same thing. Their competitors are probably saying the same thing. So what is truly their competitive edge? I believe there are areas within your business that you can focus on and can control. The key words there are focus and control, that can give your company and sales team a competitive edge. So what are those, Brian? Well, that's what we're going to talk about here today. So with that, I believe sales is like going to battle. You know, what's your competitive edge against your competitors out there? What I typically see, and with the answers that were just probably given, is we go to market. We all go to market. And again, I was guilty by association with this. When I was managing an industrial sales team, these are the things we did and that I believed as well. Our people, our service, our experience. But if we go to market the traditional way, again, is that giving us an advantage? I believe there are areas in your business that you can focus on and ultimately augment what you're currently doing to give you a competitive edge. I call these the new weapons in today's market. You can focus on the front end of the sales process. You can look at managing your load input goals. You can focus on what I call sales KPIs, key performance indicators. You can do detailed target account management. You can put in place processes and systems for team selling, the sharing and leveraging of knowledge inside your company, which is a very hot topic today. And you can take data, market demand data, and provide analytics and a roadmap for your sales team on where they should be spending their time. All of these new weapons, I call them, are what I call, what I've set up as a series of webinars where each of these become a topic. What we're going to talk about today is focusing on the front end of the sales cycle as being the weapon. So with regards to that, let's dive a little deeper into that. Are you focused on looking forward instead of backwards with regards to your sales? Again, what I call the front end of the sales cycle. Let's first review this sales cycle to get on the same page and make sure we're talking the same language here. I'm going to put this the sales cycle up, and I know this is a busy slide, but if you first look at the center disk, on the right-hand side I call the back end in blue. On the left-hand side I call the front end in red. If we expand that out, on the left-hand side it starts with identifying leads, qualifying those leads to opportunities, working those opportunities through the sales process to ultimately the quote or proposal stage. You follow up, you hopefully get the order, and in most cases with clients that we work with, they're going to get repeat business for other products or services, so the cycle starts all over again for different products or services. So I ask you the question and think about this, the front end. I use the analogy of driving. When you drive, you're looking forward out of the windshield while you're driving, correct? Are you looking at sales through the front windshield is the question. So again, the analogy here, again, when you're driving, you're looking forward, correct? Hopefully, most of the time. You don't drive looking solely through the rear view mirror, do you? Hopefully not. And what I ask companies all the time is why then do most companies look at sales through the rear view mirror versus the front windshield? I'll explain. What part of the sales cycle is your company managing? Stage 1, which I call lead to opportunity, quote, or order. If we look at this, I position stage 1 and 2 as the front end of the sales cycle, and stage 3 and 4 is the back end of that cycle. I believe the most critical time in the sales process is between stage 2 and 3. Most companies think they're managing at 2 or 3, but in reality they're managing at stage 3, I'm sorry, at 1 and 2, but in reality they're managing at stage 3 and 4. And again, let's dive a little deeper into this. The opportunity stage of the sales cycle is most critical for increasing your probability of getting the order. Managing at the quote stage, which is where I see most companies manage their business, again at the quote and order stage, I believe you're reactive versus proactive. I believe at the end of the day you'll probably realize lower margins because price is the issue. Your hit rate is decreased. You're wasting time and money. It takes a lot of time and money to do proposals or quotes. And you know, do you have that time and money to do that on quoting? And at the end of the day, are you on the outside looking in? Are you the third bid? Let's do an exercise with regards to this. We're going to first start at the back end at the order stage. And again, this is where you're going to, I'm going to ask you to do a little self-analysis of yourself, your company from the sales process side. Rank your company's efficiency and process at the order stage of the sales cycle. What I want you to do is 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Order write-up standards. Again, 1 to 5. Do you have order write-up standards for your team, meaning orders have to be written up a certain way, 1 to 5? Do you have procedures for this? Is it documented? Do you have an order retrieval system where you can go and pull up your orders quickly and slice and dice your order by company, by territory, by salesman efficiently? Do you have a payment follow-up system? Do you know what orders are past due, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days for payments? And do you have a reporting system in place where you get reports on this part of your business? Again, 1 to 5. Let you maybe write those down and think about that. Again, in the seminar series, when I'm at live seminar series, I go around the room and we ask people to talk about these. But typically, I'm getting 4s and 5s at this part of the business, at this part of the sales cycle, which again, you need to. I mean, if you're not, you're probably not going to be in business very long. If we then go to the quote stage, rank your company's efficiency and processes at this part of the business. Quote generation and standards. Are there standards for how quotes go out and how they look. You know, are there reasons why you quote, 1 to 5? Are there procedures for this? Quote retrieval, is there a good retrieval system that you can go get your quotes? Is there a proactive quote follow-up system? This is an area that I typically find that most companies are lacking or need some focus on. Quote reporting, again, can you slice and dice all the quotes and get a handle on what your pipeline looks like at the quote stage? Again, 1 to 5. Typically here I'm getting 2s, 3s, 3s, 2s, 4s, 3s, 2s. So again, you grade yourself there. And then if we move to the opportunity stage, rank your company's efficiency and process at this part of the sales cycle. Opportunity management. Do you have an opportunity management system in place? Do you have a means for your sales team to document, log, and manage their opportunities as it moves through the sales cycle? Do you have standards for what is an opportunity? Do you have the documentation on an opportunity, your strategies, your competition, your next action? What are you going to do to move it from opportunity to quote? Do you have a proactive follow-up process? Do you have the reporting means in place and mechanisms in place to get reports on opportunities? Again, 1 to 5. Typically what I get here are 1, 1, 1s, 2s, 3s, 2, 2, 1, 1. Again, I just believe that this is the area that you can put focus on and put some processes on as you move through the process. And again, the critical time between stage 2 and 3. So a takeaway from this session, move your company's focus to the front end of the sales cycle. This is where you can gain control of your business and get a competitive edge. An exercise here is take this, these last 3 things that we did in grading yourself and your company, take this back to your team. Have your sales team grade themselves and discuss this. And then put in place an action plan to put 4s and 5s at stage 1 of the sales cycle, that opportunity stage. I believe as a company that can give you a competitive edge. So again, as I said, this was a short webinar series on new weapons to go to the sales, go out and sell. This session was on the processes for the front end of the sales cycle. With other areas or other webinars we have, managing load input, focusing on KPIs, target account management, team selling, and market demand analysis. Again, I thank you for your time. You can reach me at the number on the screen or my email, and you can go to our website to get further information. So hopefully this is getting you thinking a little bit and something you can take back to your team and challenge them on. And at the end of the day, again, put processes and procedures on your business and visibility of your business at the opportunity stage as it moves from opportunity to quote. Again, thank you for your time and have a great day.